Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing with the Vaughn missions, and we're now up to a difficult task. We've completed simple, basic and complicated tasks, and it's at this point we should start seeing some cargo ships in the Vaughn missions. So as usual, we're around Yella. We have just been and put the comm array down, but unfortunately there's been a server error, and when the servers came back up, we have indeed got the green eyeball back in the top left of our screen. So we are going to get a crime stat for doing these missions, but it's my last mission of the day, so I'm going to do the time while I'm asleep tonight. We haven't got a yellow marker as usual, but we have got this blue circle with 2 lines sticking out of it, saying reach the target location. So we're going to head down there, and hopefully as we get closer, a yellow marker will pop up and tell us that this is indeed the mission location. You do get quite a lot of these markers if you've been doing a lot of missions in the area, so sometimes it is a bit annoying, you have to keep jumping from one to the other, but the one where the yellow marker pops up will be the mission location. One thing I have noticed about the comm array is that if you take down a comm array around a specific planet, you can stay around that planet and do as many missions as you want and the comm array will stay down. But the minute you jump out of that area or to another planet, when you come back, the comm array will be back up. I think this has got something to do with server meshing in 4.0, and when you jump from one server to another server, it just doesn't remember that you'd put down the comm array on the previous server. Our targets on this mission are 2 starfarers and an MSR. All 3 of these ships can carry some decent cargo, and hopefully we'll get some good loot. After taking down the 2 starfarers, it's time to move on to the MSR, and unfortunately today I'm a little bit trigger happy, and we hard kill the MSR. So we're not going to see any of the loot from that ship, but that could have been stacked with some very decent loot. We've still got 2 starfarers, so let's scan the first one and see what we're going to get. Right, so this first starfarer is completely empty, so we're going to blow that one, and we're going to move on to the next one. Out of 3 cargo ships, we should definitely get some loot, so come on, fingers crossed, let's see what we're going to get. Boom! Look at that, we've got 205 slam and 81 gasping weaver legs. That is a serious amount of drugs. That is going to be about 4.6 million just in this one ship. I never realised the starfarer could actually hold that much loot. Not only won't I be able to fit this on the Taurus, but I also won't be able to sell any of it, because with a crime stat 4, I won't be able to go near any stations, so I'm at risk of getting blown up when I go near them, and I'll lose all the cargo. So I'm going to have to call in some org mates with a big ship, and hopefully we'll get a full payout for this mission. I'll share the loot with the boys, and we can all make some decent money. So we're opening up the cargo hold, and look at that, guys. That is absolutely rammed full of drugs. I don't think I've ever seen a starfarer with that amount of stuff on board. In fact, rarely do you ever see any ships with that amount of stuff on board. So we're just going to move away now and let Raximus, my org mate, get a line on me so he can quantum jump to the area, and we'll get all the cargo off and we'll load it onto his Polaris. He's also got a couple of other guys on there, and they're going to help with the loading process. So let's pull back in, and it's time to start unloading. The There is a lot of big containers and also quite a lot of little containers. So this is going to be some serious logistics, and it's going to take a little while to transfer all this stuff from one ship to another. Once Raximus has pulled in, it's time to start loading. So we've just moved a few of the little containers out of the way, and we're going to try and get as many big containers off as we can fast, because I have got a bounty, so anyone could be coming to take my bounty, and they could come over and blow up the Starfarer. So we're going to get all the biggest containers off first, as quickly as possible. Each one of these big green containers is worth about 450,000. And each one of these big white slam containers is worth about 360k. We're putting them just to the right of the ramp in the Polaris, because the onboard tractor beam of the Polaris doesn't quite reach out the sides of the ship. It only reaches out the sides but towards the front of the vessel. That is a little bit weird, and the positioning of the tractor beam on board the Polaris could have been slightly better in my opinion, because it has got these massive ramps, and it would be nice just to load up all the containers onto the ramps, and then they could pull it in with the onboard tractor beam. It's okay when you've got people loading in the actual cargo hold, then you can put them on the ramps, and the ramps do become quite useful. So finally the Starfarer is empty, and it's good timing because we've got some hostiles outside. So I'm going to get back on my ship, and I'm going to get out of here while the boys finish loading up the Polaris. They'll be able to take them to Grim Hex and sell them safely, and I would have lost all that money just because of my crime stat 4. Let me know if you do know anywhere where you can sell stuff when you've got a high crime stat, because as far as I know, when I approach any of the stations, they will see me as a hostile, and they will blow me up. So that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you that if you're doing the Vaughn missions, you can easily get up to a difficult task, or maybe even a very difficult task, which are the next missions that come after the difficult tasks. And you can definitely do them solo if you've got a ship with a decent cargo hold and some decent firepower. I'd recommend any of the Constellation ships, the Corsair, the Star Lancer, and maybe even a C1. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And until next time, take it easy.